What's up, everybody? My name is Sam, and this is the internet where things happen. And today, I'm playing Proteus with my friend Zach James, who has a tiny coffee.
I do. Well, it's actually an espresso, and I've got the tiny little cup and the tiny little saucer, and it goes out, and then I... Shout out to my folks for getting me an espresso machine.
I want to get an espresso. I've heard that Nespressos are way better than Keurigs.
They're so good, yeah. Well, the only good use for Keurig is for making the hot water to make either good coffee, tea, or hot chocolate with. I'm a French press guy personally, so... Fun fact about the Nespresso, though, it's fucking somewhere back there, pointing as hard when you're not looking. So my parents got that for me for Christmas in 2018, and I opened it up, and of course I already knew I was going to Afghanistan for that job at that point. I was like, oh, this is awesome, thank you guys. They were like, yeah, we bought it before you got your new job, and I was like, that's okay.
So you had it waiting for you when you got back?
Literally, so when I came home between Afghanistan and Cuba, the first thing I did, like after hugging my parents and all that, was I made a beeline for the Nespresso and made myself a cup. But yeah, so we are we're playing.
Yeah, we're gonna play Proteus. I have never heard of this before, but Zach says it's very peaceful and cute, and we're gonna.
Yeah, it's basically like an almost like 1632-ish bit walking simulator with some pretty music. So we figured we'll walk around, we'll fucking talk around, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Walk around, talk around, bop around.
Proteus.
Oh. Hello. Ooh. Are we just in the middle of the water? Swim, Zach, swim.
I'm swimming.
I hope there are no sharks in this water.
Boo! Boo! Get me the fuck out of here! This is the opposite of a relaxing game. Tell you what, dude.
I was promised a relaxing romp, and now there's sharks.
Dude, whenever I fucking play Far Cry 3 and I have to go in the water, forget about it.
Nothing. Are those chickens?
Look at chickens.
Look at all those chickens.
Hello, chick. No.
Oh, hey, guys.
Come back. I just want to love you.
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah, so this is Proteus. This is literally all the game is you walk around, you stumble across some silhouetted animals. You've got this Stonehenge shit that maybe we have to follow. And,
what are those?
Quite serene. What?
Those things, are those the chickens again, or what are those?
Oh, these are dancing mushrooms.
Oh, they're newt. Whoa.
Do you call them newts?
Yeah, they're newts. They were newt, and then they freaked out. The elusive newt mushroom. Newt!
And then they fucking...
Guy over there. This is so cute.
Yeah, I figured you'd like this.
Oh, they're bunnies.
Little bunny foo-foo.
Yeah, they're hopping through the forest.
He's gonna drive this one into the ocean.
Oh no!
Oh, I feel immediately bad for doing that.
Zach.
I didn't know. I thought it was gonna run along the shore. How was I supposed to know that was going to happen?
That poor bunny.
Oh, well, the bunny drowned himself. Let's be honest here.
You drove him to it.
You see me wiping my fingerprints off the fucking espresso mug. I wasn't there. I was on the other side of the island.
I do love the idea of you like chasing rabbits into the ocean while you're like running with your fucking cup of espresso,
but trying not to spill it. So I'm like sort of stiff arming it, like gotta counterbalance it.
Oh man.
Hello, little mushrooms. So, Sam, how's life going for you?
You know, life's going really good, Zach. I gotta tell you, I'm just kind of enjoying my time in this world, man.
I mean, that's really all it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose so. I don't know. It's been, it's no secret that 2020 was not the greatest year for me.
Fucking 2020 was like a year-long crucible for a lot of people.
2020 felt like a year, like it felt like a fever dream, honestly.
Well, I mean, with shows like Tiger King that basically were televised fever dream.
I was gonna say that entire show, like if that show doesn't exist and you wake up and you tell somebody about, like, I had a dream about this Southern guy who was gay and he married a bunch of straight guys and he kept a bunch of tigers and had a blood feud with the woman who killed her husband. Like, they try and probably have you committed.
Well,
like, that was insane.
Well, you gotta remember, because I never saw an episode of Tiger King. That was what you just described was basically my experience, because I remember you telling me about it while I was driving back from New York to Virginia,
right.
and you were describing it to me.
Wow, look at these statues.
Yeah, these are like little obelisks or something.
Oh.
These are weirdly ominous for the rest, for like the feel of the rest of the game.
Honestly,
look, the
turn
sun.
around. Oh, no. Turn around and look at that to the right. Hey!
Hey! He's my favorite! What's up?
Hey, Bird Brain!
Oh, fuck you, Jerry! It's like in that, I think it's the Wind Waker episode of Game Grumps, where they're like, the obelisks are all in a fucking circle, so Aaron is rotating to the camera and like, hey, what are you doing over there? And then like the third one's like, shut up! Ooh,
is there fall damage? Can you die if you drop?
I sure hope not. It's gonna be real.
Yeah, real. Splish. Yay, no death.
Again.
Oh man, if I literally, you know what though, if I could drop off of like high places and land with no damage, no anything, I would jump off of tall buildings all the fucking time.
I would do it just for a bet. I'd be like, bet you I could, I'll bet you everything in your bank account I could jump off that building and survive. They'd be like, you won't do it? Well, let's shake on it. Okay. And then I'd do it. I would do a header off of it just to prove the point.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Whee! You are dead.
Like the death of the Dark Souls like box.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you ever have like a spare few hours, I think you really should watch Tiger King, because like for all the shit that I've told you about and all the shit you've seen on the internet, like you still like have like you'll still get a lot out of it. It's just spectacular. It really is.
So I got kind of an experience with that because I was at home up in New York, not here, and my stepmother had run out of things to watch, so she put it on. And I remember I was in another room, and I was just hearing it. I was like, "What the fuck are you watching?" It just sounds like pure chaos. It's just like, oh, it's that. Oh, I think this is a tombstone.
It kind of looks like one.
That's kind of sad, but also a really pretty placement for one. If it is.
Yeah, at the top of a snow-capped peak, looking out over the ocean and the stars.
My draw distance is disappearing.
It's nighttime.
Oh, look at those trees are dancing.
Oh, little dancing trees. Oop, they stopped.
I guess they only dance at a distance. Oh shit, he's coming. Fucking be cool.
Stop, be cool. Sunglasses popping in there.
Yeah. What's up? I'm a tree.
But yeah, you see your mom was watching it, right?
Oh yeah, I just like hearing it in the background. It was like, it just sounded like pure chaos. And of course, she had the volume up loud too, and that's already a loud show.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But
yeah, it's such a.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say it's such a wild show. Whoa, pretty. I like this.
Me too. But so we
got. It's raining. It's raining.
We got on Tiger King because we were talking about 2020. So
yeah,
I mean, it's no secret that 2020 was just a rough year, and I mean, 2021 ain't honestly shaping up to be all that better so far in what we've seen in 2.5 or a month and a half. Mm-hmm. But what are, what would you say your biggest regret of 2020 is, and what's your biggest thing you're looking forward to in 2021?
So regret. Wow. So honestly, if we're getting a little candid about it, I think my biggest regret is that I kind of let the situation kind of overtake me with respect to work. I was just like, for most of the beginning parts of 2020, I was just like super depressed, and I felt just so out of it and unfocused, and I let it affect me at work. And I wasn't doing a great job, and I turned it around, and I'm doing great now. But like, I was just like, I was I was just so lost and unfocused, and it really kind of hurt me. And I think that if I would have, like, you know, tried to fight through it and, like, managed better, I think my overall year would have felt better. I wouldn't have had that, like, professional anxiety that kind of pervaded the rest of my life. But, you know, that would be probably my biggest regret, because as far as, like, everything else that I did, like, a lot of stuff happened to me in 2020, but I wouldn't necessarily say I regret any of it, because it kind of led me to where I am now. Because the thing, like, legitimately, I'm going to cheat and say two things.
That's fine. There are no set rules.
Right.
Nope. That's it. You only get one. If you say the second one, I'm turning Proteus off. We're done. We're gonna go play. We're gonna go play Dead Space 3 or something.
No, not Dead Space 3.
That's the scariest one of all, because it's terrible. I think that's a snow owl. Oh, bunny rabbit.
Whoa, another bunny. Don't kill that one.
That's an owl up there.
Whoa. Is he gonna fly away? Look at him. He's looking at you. He sees you. Bye.
I love this art style.
This is so cool.
It's like what you used to see on, like, the old NES games.
Yeah,
but 3D.
But, like, in 3D space, it's really cool.
There's another.
Hey. So the things that I'm looking forward to. So So number one is towards the end of 2020, like, I hit my, like, first major milestone goal of the YouTube channel, which was hit 100 subscribers and get my custom URL and everything like that. And I did that.
Was that near the end of the year? I thought you did that earlier in the year.
I did that. It was like in October, I think, is when it happened. October or November. But it was yeah. I'd be able to figure out exactly what day, because I made a post about it in a Facebook group, and that's when I got the 100. But it was something like October, like late October, early November, I think it happened. So I'm looking forward to, like, continuing to do the YouTube channel. This is, like, the first, like, because obviously I did it a little bit at the end of 2019. I stopped. I started in, like, early 2020. And I'm looking forward to, like, the first full year of the channel. And it's kind of fun to do. But then the other thing that I'm also really looking forward to is towards the tail end of 2020, I met my girlfriend, Chelsea. And she's great and awesome. And
very funny. Very... very sharp-witted, too.
Yes, she is. She is
mainly toward Cole, which makes me an even bigger fan of hers.
Oh my god, she gives you a couple heaters sometimes, but she's really good at roasting. Yeah, but she just keeps lacing
them at Cole, which is great.
Oh, it's so good. What did though my favorite one she did for you was Zach looks like he'd be a bad dad but a great stepfather, which is really funny. But yeah, she's wonderful, and she makes me really happy. So I'm kind of looking forward to, I am very much looking forward to this year with her and all that stuff. So
yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how you handle a whole month without her.
I know. Yeah, if I'm thinking about the schedule, this will probably come out during the month that she's gone. But she's going for training for a new job, and she's going to be gone the entire month of March, and that's really, it's been a point of stress for the both of us. So we're gonna do the best.
Oh, you two are gonna be fine. Come on, we're
gonna be fine.
You're gonna be fine as I'm doing your hair. So tell me about Chelsea.
I think what the thing about it. So basically, the way that her training is like she does it for 6 days. She's not allowed to have her phone on while she's, like, at all during the days, and then she's going to be busy a lot studying when she does have off time. So it's just kind of like the moments where we have, like, a lot of dedicated time to, like, talk and spend is going to be a little bit, like, more distant than it normally is. And so that'll be interesting, but we're going to get through it.
Oh, like, absolutely.
And already the year, we're already at the end of February. We're like middle of February as we're recording this.
It's so insane how quick the year is. I was talking with a friend earlier. My buddy Don and I, we went and grabbed dinner earlier. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, holy shit, we're almost to March already. And I remember like January of 2020, even before all the fucking COVID stuff, like that single month felt like a whole year. Like it felt so fucking long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But what is that noise? What is that? You hear that thing?
It's
Look at him meeting.
Oh, they sing! Oh my god!
Aw, bye.
I love that the fact that they sing. That's awesome.
That's so. Oh, there they are again. Hi. Or, oh.
It's like when a cockatiel gets like a song like 80% right but can't hold the right notes. That's what this reminds me of. They're little trumpets. I love it. I'm gonna let you guys vibe over there. We're gonna keep walking and talking.
Just gonna keep vibing. But yeah, like the fact that it's already almost March is insane. Like I still can't believe that we're coming up on a year of the COVID world. You know what I mean?
It's insane. Wild. I mean, I'm skeptical on certain things, but it is just really crazy that it's been this long.
Yeah. Well, it's just like you ever think about how like as a generation we've lived through like just so many
how many
events.
How many testable chapters in a history book have we lived through so far?
Quite a fucking few. We lived through, and I'm sure there's stuff beforehand that I'm not even thinking about, but just in the 2000s, we lived through Y2K. We lived through 9/11. A couple market crashes. A couple couple depressions. Several wars in the Middle East. COVID, like it's like all like so much stuff. It's just like, man, it's like and obviously like other generations have lived through the same thing. Like I can't imagine being the generation that lived through fucking World War II or something like that. You know what I mean? But like so much insanity stacked on top of each other.
I can hear them. I couldn't find them though. I love these guys.
They'll always be around. They're always around watching over us. Ooh, I like this like fog. Ooh, excuse me, the fog.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, it's the clouds. That's where the rain's coming from.
Oh, okay. What about you, Zach? What about your regrets in 2020 and what you're looking forward to?
My biggest regrets of 2020. My first one is that I wasted a lot of time in 2020. Mostly spent playing fucking Call of Duty, actually. Because
which I played with you a time or two.
Yes, it was very chaotic the time or two that we played. Because I remember it was you, me, and Alessio.
We played with Alessio. We were in the fucking truck playing Warzone in the truck, fucking screaming.
Well, and then because also we'd pull over and you'd be like, "All right, what's the plan?" And I'd already be out like smashing windows and just going to find whatever the hell I could.
And be like, "Oh, okay."
All right, guys, let's keep going. You're like, "We haven't even looted yet." I'm like, "There's nothing good. Let's go."
Okay.
But no, I wasted a lot of time because I was fucking lazy. Throughout it, I mean, I moved because I moved into my apartment like 3 days before the lockdown started.
Oh yeah, it was like right on like the edge of it.
I moved into this place on March 13th. Damn, I'm coming up on a year living in this unit now. And I just could have spent so much more time doing stuff to like actually improve myself professionally, personally, and all that. But a big reason that I wasted a lot of that time is because I was basically depressed because I was all jacked up over how my last relationship ended. And I mean, that's something that I'm only like just now finally starting to properly get over.
Yeah.
And, and I'd sit there and I'd be missing her and I'd be thinking about it, looking through old pictures and all that, because it's just the way it ended was so dumb, honestly.
Yeah.
And so I wasted a lot of 2020 feeling sorry for myself and therefore sort of not getting the things I needed to get done. Now, of course, I took care of school, I took care of work and all that. But,
like the stuff you needed to take care of.
Yeah. I mean, I did a couple cool things. Like I got that one board certification I told you guys about. I started studying to get my ham radio license, but
yeah. But I mean, technically this bled into 2021, but You did this.
Well, I mean that was a big. I mean that's been in progress.
That was a couple year endeavor. Yeah.
I mean, am I getting blown by the? Whoa! What is happening?
Whoa. What's happening there? Walk in the circle.
Take me away. Is it actually taking me somewhere?
Whoa! What the hell?
This is getting interesting.
Whoa! Look at the sun.
Okay, well, this is already more than I've ever played in this game before, so this is pretty interesting. Well, that's cool. So you actually get like the sun blindness.
Yeah.
Little helicopter bugs.
There's little soot sprites. Oh, the flies? They look like soot sprites. I'm gonna call them soot sprites.
I like that name for them.
Yeah.
Well, so that's but that also
Whoa. Speed.
But that also.
Look to your right. Oh, what are those? Oh.
Cattails. Oh, it's a toad. Oh, he does like the Mario big jump.
Yeah. Anyway.
So deception and, being an author and all that actually bleeds into 2021 because that's, so I've already basically accomplished one of my big goals and finally releasing a book. Deception is coming out July 1st, 2020. Big shout out to Sam and these guys for, plugging it on the channel and all that. I really appreciate that. That big tree that wasn't there before.
Shouts out to the big tree that wasn't there before.
Yeah. Another goal of mine is I'll be finishing grad school come June, which is a huge accomplishment because I'll be the first in my nuclear family to actually get my master's degree. I was a squirrel.
Huh.
So I'm super excited about that. And then I've just got a bunch of other little goals I want to get my ham radio license. Crabs!
Crabs!
Hi guys!
Battle!
Whoa! Oh, they're little bongos.
Oh wow!
Nature.
Nature, isn't it neat? Nature.
Shut up. There's your shit spreads.
Woo! Other little goals, you say?
Yeah, so getting my ham radio license. Getting a big thing that I started doing in 2020 that I'm gonna actually really begin doing tangibly in 2021 is basically starting to do more outdoor stuff because I had an epiphany in May of 2020. It was actually because I saw my grandfather in a dream. My grandfather was sort of your quintessential outdoorsman, masculine man. What are these guys? Oh shit! Aww. I got too close too fast. Oh, these are little trumpets though. And I basically saw him in a dream, and it was funny because we were driving, my truck, which was his truck. Didn't say a word during the dream or anything. We were just driving. I was driving. He was there. We were listening to the Elvis channel like we always would when I would ride with him. And then I woke up and I was like, I need to sort of start developing myself into this more fucking outdoorsman basically. Which is kind of funny because that was right around the time when you guys started the whole dad thing, so prepper dad and all that. Which I think I told you guys about that, which is what formed that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I want to start doing that, especially once I'm done with grad school. Forget about it. Fucking weekends, I'm gonna be out in the woods somewhere.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have so much time. If
I'm not, if I don't have something to play with you guys, and I'm not, hanging out up in New York or whatever, I'll be out camping or hiking or something.
Oh yeah.
Sparkles.
Wow.
Whoa!
Where? Oh my god! There's another one.
Yeah, I think it's the same one. Whoa! He's got a super jump.
Yeah, he does.
So my big goal is because I have a certain number that I want to hit in my bank account, which I'm probably going to hit while I'm overseas. Because fun fact of the channel, come 2022, I am going to go back overseas for work. So I may or may not be on here as much. Definitely won't be on for the Zach versus Zach segments, that's for sure. But this guy's got to lead us somewhere. There's no other reason he would be sparkly. Where was I going with that? Oh, so basically my end goal is to like buy some land, and that wasn't my fault. He had plenty of fucking trajectory to launch himself in any other direction, and he landed on the pixels that were water.
It was like, yeah, he's got to lead us somewhere. Dead.
I don't know if I want to follow him anymore.
Yeah, I think we should probably go the other way.
Ooh, that's pretty. It's like a dragon. But yeah, so I want to buy
land.
Buying land, probably like Arizona, maybe Montana or Utah. But buy land, get some livestock, get some chickens, because So, fun fact, when I was in Cuba, I actually had a little garden. A little garden in my backyard in the townhouse I had. What?
Wait, are we back? Are we back, or is this a new...
No, it's the same island. It's just, I guess they added some new stuff.
Okay.
And basically learn and work and build myself up to be sort of like as independent as I can be. So that way, like, I can grow my own food if I need to. I can make my own electricity if I need to. If my car breaks down, I can do some, in the military we call it 100 level, which is like the most basic level, of repairs and things like that, So I'm not like now where if I were to break down, I'd lose my shit because I haven't changed a tire in fucking forever. So, and not just to be like, oh, I'll call AAA and have them fucking do it for me. Well, I seem to get faster when there's another one. All right, let's see what happens with this one.
Yeah, try not to kill this one.
Whoa!
Where are you going? Where are you going, friend? So when you come back from overseas, you'd in theory like move to Arizona.
Possibly. It all depends on where I could find it, and then because also I was very surprised when I told my parents about this plan. My dad was just like, "Oh, do you think me and your mother could get in on this with you?" And I was like, "Absolutely." Because even if I could just buy like 20 acres, I would basically build my house in one section, and then like 5 acres that way, I'd build my parents a house.
Yeah.
But it also all depends on how things go when I'm overseas and what my parents' situation is like, and if my grandmother's still alive at that point, I'll have to take into consideration building her some stuff too, and I'm at the point in my life where I'm like I want to hit that number in my bank account, and up until then, I'm just gonna sort of go with where the wind takes me, and then right after then, I've got like bullet points that I'm gonna take into consideration, and then I'm gonna just go with that.
Yeah, he's like you're gonna follow the wind until you can control your own destiny, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. Because for far too long, basically all the way up until like 29. Oh, he startled me. Follow the little one for a little bit.
Yeah.
All the way up until 2019, I had like. I'd say it was more like 2015 because that was when my first big freaking like life-changing event happened. Was I had basically my life like on a spreadsheet, like bullet pointed out with dates and date ranges and what I was going to do for when and how how quickly I was going to do things and blah 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 blah. Well, unfortunately, didn't work out for me. So after that but. It also did kind of work out for me because those events led to me, getting a job at Planet Fitness, which led to me researching Metal Gear Podcast, which led to me meeting you guys and shit like that.
Yeah. I had this exact same conversation with my friend Tyler on a previous video about like the insane path of events that led me to where I am now. Because I mentioned. It kind of looks like it. This is spooky.
Ominous.
Yeah. Because the insane, like, this YouTube channel doesn't exist if I don't, like, randomly find a Sarcastic Gamer video back however many years ago. And then if I don't do that, then I don't make friends with Jordan. And if I don't make friends with Jordan, I never help him with Geek Time. And if I never help him with Geek Time, then I never start Metal Gear Mondays and meet Alessio. And if I never do that, there's another convergence.
Yes.
If I never do that, then I never start this YouTube. I never meet you. I never meet Cole, and I never start this YouTube channel. And it's just like, it's, whoa.
Let's see where it takes us now.
New things. I understand what you mean about like this, like the whole like situation too.
Are they dying?
Oh no.
Are they dying or are they growing?
I don't know. It looks like they're dying.
The music does have a little more melancholic feel to it.
Yeah.
Too. Oh, is this gonna get sad? I don't want it to get sad.
I don't either.
Oh no, our little doot-doots.
Oh, they're still singing, but it's sadder. Everything's sadder.
What's going on here? Oh,
they came back.
It's still very pretty.
But yeah, one of my goals is I want like my dad and my stepmom to move out here, because I know that they would enjoy it out here. I know that their skill sets are both tailored to things that they could find out here, and they do well. But I just I know that one of the reasons why my dad retired from one of the reasons why my dad retired from the Air Force when he did was because my grandpa, his health was deteriorating, and he wanted to be home with him.
Mm-hmm.
And so he retired and moved back to Ohio. And I got to spend time with my grandparents and get to know them a little bit better. And then we were around when he passed away and all that other stuff like that. And now, my grandma is starting to kind of deteriorate a little bit more, and I know that he wouldn't want to move anywhere until she passed away. As morbid as that sounds, and I obviously don't want that to happen for a long time. But the reality
it's morbid, but and as you just said, it's an inevitability. Everyone dies, unfortunately. I'm sorry for interrupting. Go ahead.
No. Basically, that's what I was going to say. It's just I would love to have my parents out here, but I also understand that it's something that probably won't happen for, hopefully several years. But that's kind of we never really talked about it, but I know that's where his head is at, because he always says well, maybe I'll move out here, and Tammy seems really gung ho about it, but I know that that's in the back of his mind, and especially with my uncle passing away a couple years ago too. It's just being near family is really important to him. So I think that'll be the one thing that'll kind of help him a little bit. And they're not dancing anymore.
No, they're not. Well,
that'll make him kind of want to.
Well, I know so that was kind of before I deployed to Africa and all that, because I had wanted to get out of New York for years. But I sort of found myself in a situation similar to the one that your dad finds himself in, because in 2012, it's right after I came back from Arizona, from training for the Army. I found out that my grandfather, the one whose truck I have and the one who I saw in the Epiphany last May, had cancer, and he eventually passed away from that cancer in October of 2017. But that was the biggest thing that kept me in New York, was staying around. So I could spend time with him, which didn't do nearly enough of that anyway, just because of how fucking life works, which that's one of my fucking daily regrets every day. But also because he needed me around to help, because I was the only grandson of me and my brother were the only grandchildren really that were around that were close enough to help him, because we lived 30 minutes away from each other, if that. 30 minutes away from each other if you took the long way. between our houses. And so it kind of, I mean, as tragic as it was and as much as it sucked, it kind of worked out perfectly how he passed away before I started deploying. And it sort of gave me that release to be able to leave New York without regrets. What do we have here? Just mushrooms.
Okay.
But that's a big thing too. Is like because I've got so much family in New York still, which is why Virginia's kind of nice. 'Cause it's only a 5-hour drive to get there. But like I've got another grandfather who's there who unfortunately he's starting to deteriorate cognitively and all that. But that's interesting too because it's like his shorter term memory isn't really there, but his longer term is there. So it's like he recognizes me and all that.
That's good. I think if I had to, either one is really bad. But if I had to pick, I'd rather they remember me. I remember when my uncle passed away. I remember we had his funeral. And my grandma had already kind of been doing not so well. She's having some issues with remembering. And I remember after his funeral, there was like a gathering at the VFW because my uncle was a Navy vet. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and we had this gathering at the VFW, and I remember we were getting ready to leave. And I went to go say bye to my grandma. She's sitting down in the chair. I gave her a hug, and when I pulled back from the hug, like the look on her face was just like she had no idea, like she had no clue who I was. She could have, it was just some random on the street for her at that point. And she has her moments, but like that was such a heartbreaking moment for me. I was just like,
yeah. And what's even more heartbreaking is because that they have no control over it either.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just how the cognitive breakdown happens.
Yeah, and it's like obviously, I wasn't offended,
Oh yeah,
still
no.
Sad. It was just such a weird, like surreal moment because like I remember my grandpa's mom, my great grandma. I was younger when she passed away, and she had a lot of the same memory issues. But I remember when she passed away, and I didn't really understand like why everybody was so sad. I had my experiences with her, but like I don't think I knew her as well as I probably could have.
How old were you when this happened?
When my great grandma passed away, I was like 10 maybe. Like, I was pretty young. Yeah.
Was that your first ever like death in the family that you experienced?
The first one I can remember.
Okay.
Yeah. The first one that I experienced that really affected me was my grandpa. That was really tough for me, and obviously the rest of my family, my parents and stuff like that, and then to lose my, and then I had other people on the other side, my mom's side of the family, and then to lose my uncle, my dad's brother, was really hard because I don't know. He was just always there. Like my dad is one of 6 brothers.
Okay.
So he has 5 brothers and a sister, but in age, him and my uncle Kevin were 2 years apart. So my uncle Kevin was 2 years older than he was, and they were always together. They were always in school together, and then when my dad was in the Air Force, he was in Arizona while my uncle was in California. And so they would be able to like commute and see each other every so often. And it was just like, they were always very close. And by extension, I was very close with him. And it was just such that was really difficult. I feel like that as much as my grandpa impacted me, him passing away impacted me more in a way. And it was just one of those things, and it was cancer too. So it was just like
cancer,
pancreatic cancer. Yeah.
So I've lost 2 family members to cancer, and I've got another grandfather who has it currently. Because my grandpa Ron, he wasn't actually blood; he was my dad's stepfather.
Okay.
But
Yeah, that doesn't really matter.
yeah, exactly. It's like, both my siblings are half siblings, but I don't buy into that shit. I remember the first family death that really affected me. Oh, it's why are you guys not moving? It's the crabs. Why are you spitting?
Oh.
Fucking, I guess it's apropos for the subject matter we're talking about.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that we kind of like naturally spun into this conversation when this started happening in the game.
But the first one that really affected me was my grandmother, who actually she used to live in Yakima. So the last time I was out in Seattle was 2006 when we went to see her before she passed away. So I was 12. Yeah, because she passed away in February of 2006. And I remember it just broke my heart. And took years to be able to even like talk about it without getting super choked up. And that one just affected me a lot because she's my grandma. I loved her and all that. But I think what affected me even more when my grandfather passed away, I apologize, I am getting a little choked up here.
You're good.
Was just sort of losing out on the opportunity to spend all the time with him, and then also losing out on all the knowledge, and talking about becoming that outdoorsman. Excuse me. That I could have learned from him, and now I don't have that resource. And that's the thing that killed me the most about that one. Sorry for getting emotional.
No, dude, you're good. You're good.
And but I'm trying to, so also, my great grandmother, she actually passed away. She actually passed away in January of 2020, and that sucked because I was still stuck down in Cuba, and I couldn't leave because it's winter now.
Yeah.
Natural progression, just like the the fucking conversation.
Yeah, sure.
That sucked because my great grandmother was she was very awesome because that woman had spunk all the way up until the day she died. And she was very short. I think she was like 4'8".
They always are, right? Like they always are.
When you live that long, yeah. But it was great too because I'd show up and she'd be like, "Oh, good, it's good to see you. I need some things moved from my cabinets," because she couldn't reach them. So even at like 5'10", 5'11", I could freaking okay, and I'd reach up there and move her shit for her. But that just sucked because I wasn't able to get home because I wouldn't have made the cutoff for my tax exemption for 2020.
Gotcha.
So had I come home, I basically would have owed like all the money I made overseas back.
Gotcha.
And even, but my family was very understanding for that because that was on my mother's side. That makes sense.
Yeah, because then it defeats kind of the purpose of like you even being gone in the first place. Yeah,
that's pretty much what they said too. But now I've got my grandfather, who is my paternal grandfather. I've had like fucking like 8 grandparents because I had dad, mom, step mom, and then the 2 like step grand. Yeah, so I have like 8 grandparents, or I've had 8 grandparents. Yeah, and unfortunately, I think I'm down to not 8. How many do I have? Hold on.
It's the stop and count.
Because my family is like, it seems like everyone at some point is like married or remarried, like multiple generations up. Like my dad's on his 3rd marriage, my Grandpa Ralph's on his 3rd marriage. So let's see. On Judy, Jack, Judy, So technically 9.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my family tree, like, not including all the non-biologicals, is freaking all over the place.
Well, I understand that feeling too, because I on my dad's side, I have just the two. They've been married it's just been the two that they've been married for as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
But on my mom's side, I have my mom's dad, and I'm not really close to like my mom's dad's side of the family because my grandma got remarried before I was born.
Gotcha.
So my grandpa, who I consider my grandpa, my papa, he's not related by blood, but he's like my grandpa. He is my grandpa. So
it's the same. Like, yeah, I mean, I love all my grandparents, but like, my grandpa Ron, he was my grandpa.
Yeah. And I think that's really what's important. It's all about who's there for you. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
Family is what you make of it.
I remember obviously it sucked that he had cancer, but what was kind of cool was, he had cancer, but his go-to hospital was the hospital that I ended up working in.
Oh, wow.
So whenever he was there for like an inpatient procedure or whatever, am I floating?
It seems like it.
Okay. Whenever he would be there for like an inpatient thing or whatever, it was cool because if there was nothing going on, I would just go up and I would just chill with him in his room.
Hang out.
Yeah. That was also good to say, he had an emergency or he was having, just something go wrong. It's literally...
Yeah, you could be there.
Well, that, and also we'd hop in the car, or even like if I wasn't there, I could meet them. But while they're there, I would call ahead to the emergency room and be like, hey, it's Zach, because I don't think we've really gone into it because of, those videos had to be edited. I worked for hospital security for 2 years in New York. So I would call ahead and be like, hey, and they knew my grandfather because he was in there fairly regularly for his chemo treatments and all that. There's like some weird Gregorian chanting going on now.
Yeah, it's strange.
And I'm getting lost in the clouds. So can I go up above these? Doesn't look like I can.
Well, it seems like you are.
This is weird. Oh, there's a big tree over there. Okay,
yeah,
we'll head toward that.
Go to the big tree.
So I would call ahead and I'd be like, hey, my grandpa's coming in. He's a cancer patient. He's experiencing these symptoms, X, Y, and Z. Blah blah blah. Can you get him in quick? And they'd be like, absolutely. We'll get him taken care of. So that was that was really cool. I mean, those guys in the hospital that I worked with. That's the biggest thing I miss about working in the hospital was how great the people were that I worked with.
Yeah. Maybe not the patients so much. The guy with the one leg was something.
He wasn't that bad. He had one leg. We only had 3 points to restrain him on.
What is? Oh, there's the.
Because the cabin
statues.
Is down here. Yeah, let's go see what.
Yeah.
Go see what's up with Loudmouth and Birdhead.
Loudmouth and Birdhead. That's an old school Nickelodeon cartoon waiting to happen.
Great. Now, another reason why... Oh, look, you can still see him, too. Another reason why I need to learn animation. So what I wanted to bring up earlier when I was bringing up my Grandpa Jack and sort of how he's losing his short-term memory and all that,
right,
was actually right before I left Cuba. I had sent over to my aunt a copy of Occupant. Of course, that was before I'd rewritten it. And she actually printed it up and gave it to him. And she was like, hey, Grandpa Jack really liked Occupant. And I was like,
wow.
He did? Like, because, so...
you're going higher.
Yeah, I know. Because my Grandpa Jack, I would equate it more to like... My Grandpa Ron was more of like a cowboy. My Grandpa Jack is more of like... kind of like your... I guess we're going to sleep.
Oh.
Well, he's more like your outdoorsman, but like your like conservationist. Like he went to like forest ranger school and all that at one point or another. So I was very surprised to hear that. Did we just play through the whole game?
Did we beat Proteus?
I think we did.
Wow.
But anyway, he really liked it, and I was surprised. I was surprised to hear that. So we can let the music play in the background. I like it anyway. And so, and he really wasn't like, because unfortunately, again, with his short-term memory, he didn't really remember it too much after he read it. So it's not like when I visited him, I could sit down and ask him what he thought or anything. But I know right now he's reading through Deception, and apparently, because I didn't know this, but apparently he's a big sci-fi fan and he's a big like thriller fan.
All right.
And I'm like, I wish I'd known this years ago. I would have sent this stuff to you earlier.
Yeah, that's really cool.
But when the time comes for Occupant to be published, it will be dedicated to him.
Good. That's good. Good. Well, man, I thoroughly enjoyed this experience with you, man. I didn't expect we were gonna just get through all of it.
I didn't know it ended. Because, like I said,
I didn't either.
I only played it for like 15 minutes before when I first got it, and I was like, "Oh, this is a fun little walking around simulator."
Yeah.
But apparently, we just witnessed like the life and death of an island in game. So that was a good episode, man.
That was. Well, thank you, Zach, for joining me on this adventure.
Thank you, Sam, for letting me play Proteus. Of
course. Thank you, the viewer out there in whatever land you're existing in. I hope you're not dwelling too hard on the regrets of 2020 and you're looking forward to the brightness of 2021.
Always moving forward. That's all you can do.
Yeah, that's my wish for you. And on that note, thank you for joining us. Bye.
Bye-bye.